If a demon was hurting me, I need to go to the Father and ask the Father, what have I done that this demon can penetrate the blood of the Lamb? Because here's the truth. You ready for this truth? Nothing has a right to lay its hands on you unless you give it permission. And the real question is, where are we when stuff like that happens? Because let's face it, this is a truth of truths here, folks. I want you to look back into your lives and look at how many things you chose that should have killed you. I mean, we chose it, and it really should have killed us. We didn't ask permission. We didn't ask guidance with it or anything else. We saw, we lusted, we desired, we pictured and envisioned and had all these beautiful visions of something. Then when it bit us, we said, oh, it's a snake, right? But the truth is, we chose the snake in the beginning, knowing it was a snake. Didn't ask anybody's permission, didn't want anybody's permission. We were grown-ups, right? We didn't want anybody's input on this. This was our decision. We can do what we want. So we ran out there and bought a snake and tried to tell ourselves, I can change it, didn't we? Then one day it goes, it bites you. And when it bites you, it reminds you it's a snake. So I'll say this. When you put yourself in a position, when we choose a position based off lust, it normally does not end up good. But that, listen, the Lord always provides a way of escape out of sin. Hear me on this. That means if you're in a sinful situation, all you have to do is ask the Lord, and he will guide you in a way out. He will always make a way of escape out of sin. But you have to be serious about it. Serious. Reptilians have no power and authority over anybody who belongs to Jesus of Nazareth. A demon has no authority over anybody who belongs to Jesus of Nazareth. Because you're bought with a price. How in the world can we be bought with a price, yet can still be harmed by something from the darkness? The Lord said we have power to tread upon scorpions and serpents, and nothing will by any means hurt us. And he's given us power over all the enemy. So that means it's not something wrong with the Bible. It's not something wrong with what Jesus said. It's not that he's not fulfilling something. It's that we have chosen things that were poisonous. It looked good to us. It looked wholesome. It looked like it could yield quite a bit. And we went out and got it. Here's another fact. Normally when this happens, what you go out to get will resist you. But you pursue it and end up with it anyway. It's still going to bite you, right? So you have all these warning signs that we just ignore, and we go and get it and bind ourselves to it anyway, and then kapoof, it hurts. But the Lord made a promise. When you're bought with a price, when you belong to him, no matter what state you're in, he'll make a way of escape out of sin. Out of any sinful situation, anything born of sin, anything, he'll make a way of escape. That means if you got married to an individual and you were not saved and that person was not saved, but then you grew and one outgrew the other, right? If you still love each other in truth and one is saved and one is not, but you still love each other, do you not know that the Lord can change hearts? Oh, yes, he can. Now, he won't change a heart to love you more. No. He will turn that stony heart, that resistant heart, to a heart of flesh. A heart that will receive the truth. And from there, that person can grow too. So he can turn a situation around. He's not going to sit there and make people love you even more. He's not going to do that. But he will turn a situation around. In fact, he loves to turn situations around. He loves that, right? He did it all throughout the Word of God. He loves it. But it takes, if you really love a person, then don't run away. If you really love a person, I didn't say fear, you're fearful. right? I didn't say, stay with a person because it's convenient. Most people will stay with, for example, an abusive person. Most people stay with abusive people because they have nowhere else to go. They have nowhere else to go. Well, see, they're still making a choice based off what they see. They think that freedom will come at such cost. They don't make a decision at all, and they stay in that abusive relationship. That's not the way either. That's not the way. When you ask of the Lord, then prepare yourself to get the answer, especially if you realize you're caught in a sinful situation, right? But heed my advice. If you get upset with somebody, don't play with Christ, right? When you love a person, stick everything out. Fight for that person. But when you come to the point where you can't say anything to the person, don't badger the person. Don't do any of those things. Do self-examination and pray at the same time, knowing that the first change must be you. Must be you. There are certain people that will cover another. If you have a believer and a non-believer, and that believer loves the non-believer, do you not know that that believer becomes a covering for the non-believer? You know that? That's what happens.